Hello, I'm Jill Steele, and together with my dog Archie, we have trialled a new and innovative educational intervention to support children's well-being and reading. The intervention is known as Paws and Learn.
Reading to dogs is an animal-assisted intervention and has been gaining in popularity and prevalence in schools, and research in the field is growing. At the same time, the challenge of how to address low well-being and low attainment in schools, levels which are likely to have deteriorated further during the pandemic, has been a topic of much deliberation. One of the concerns about reading to dogs in the classroom is a lack of regulation and failure to fully address risk, not only for the children, but for teachers and other staff, and very importantly, risk to the welfare of the dog too.
Paws and Learn, or PAL for short, is a holistic and interdisciplinary intervention designed for the whole class setting for all children, not only those identified as having additional needs. Archie, taking the role of a learning dog, was the central catalyst for PAL, with supporting resources and activities, with Archie at their core.
Archie is an almost 3-year-old Labradoodle. He is a lively, bouncy, fun-loving and mischievous dog when out and about. But when he gets home, he snoozes endlessly on his favourite sofa, hence he was content to lie peacefully as the children read to him one by one. The PAL activities included reading to Archie online, watching and listening to a story read in the company of Archie, free and personal drawing and writing in a PAL notebook. Supporting resources included PAL photo bookmarks and posters, and finally the PAL book box, which included a range of animal, mostly dog, themed books to appeal to a broad range of interests and abilities, as well as a photo book showcasing Archie in relation to 5 ways to well-being. And here's Archie, ready to deliver all the resources to the schools. This study addressed some of the concerns identified in research of animal-assisted interventions by trialling Paws and Learn in a controlled study which included 3 primary schools from 3 different local authorities.
Hello, my name is Sarah McEwen and I'm a Senior Lecturer in Developmental Psychology based in Moray House School of Education and Sport at the University of Edinburgh. And my research interests lie in children's reading development and promoting reading for pleasure. Now, there's a considerable body of research demonstrating the benefits of reading books. These include benefits to children's reading and language skills, but also to social and emotional outcomes. Paws and Learn, or PAL for short, is an online reading to dogs intervention which has been specifically developed to support children's well-being while simultaneously supporting greater engagement in and enjoyment of books.
Hi, my name's Jo Williams. I'm Professor of Applied Developmental Psychology and I'm based in the Department of Clinical and Health Psychology in the University of Edinburgh. PAL meant that children could form a relationship with Archie. They could see him regularly over a series of weeks. They also had images of him, such as on bookmarks. So that really facilitated them forming an attachment with him. Bringing PAL into a classroom may have changed the ethos of the classroom to something that they really looked forward to because they really had built a strong relationship with Archie through the PAL intervention.
Hi, I think Paws and Learn can have a real impact on pupil engagement and motivation, and it also provides a real purpose for the reading and literacy sessions. The digital link in the classroom also means that all children can get access quite easily to the session without concerns around allergies or safety issues, for example with recent COVID times. And from the recent work undertaken in the South East Improvement Collaborative schools and in the work that I was involved in as a head teacher in my own school, it seems to me that the most reluctant readers are really keen when it came to reading to Archie the dog. Children just seem really happy to participate and they're fully involved in the sessions. So for me, as an educator, it seems to support both their well-being and acquisition of skills. Overall, I would always encourage this kind of work to take place in schools.
Hi, I'm Mel Hughes and I'm the CEO of Canine Concern Scotland Trust. We have been offering our TheraPet service since 1988, and part of that service we started our Reading with Dogs programme. This programme is where our dogs with their handlers, usually their owners, go into schools and they assist students and pupils with learning to read if they've got issues with dyslexia or any anxieties where they're trying to read. It's been very, very beneficial, and in 2019 we had over 150 schools throughout Scotland participating in this, with probably around 5,500 pupils. We've been able to provide some virtual learning sessions for pupils in schools around Scotland. The pupils have found that that dog has been a distraction, even though it was on the screen and wasn't something physical that they could touch. The virtual sessions have been quite successful in some areas, not so much in other areas where the schools have struggled with technology or access to time and staff and resources to provide the sessions. But in general, it's definitely something that we can see moving forward as something which would help those in the rural areas and those who potentially can work with children who maybe have a fear or an allergy.
Hi, my name's Kathy Dwyer and I work at the vet school in Edinburgh where I teach animal welfare. I think this project really demonstrates what a lovely relationship we can have with animals and how important they are to us in our lives. But one thing that's really important is to make sure that our pets are also having good welfare. And in this project, Archie really got to stay at home. He had a lovely time listening to the children speak to him, but he felt comfortable and relaxed in his own home. So this is a really nice project where the welfare of the dog was just as important as the opportunities and the learning that the children got from taking part.
This was the first known trial of an online Reading to Dogs intervention. Preliminary findings show that it was well received. Teachers report that PAL was practical and feasible to implement in the classroom setting, particularly if internet connections can be improved. PAL was able to reach more children than traditional Reading to Dogs and may help to overcome the shortage of registered dogs suitable for classroom interventions.
Previous research suggests that reading to dogs can enhance the learning environment by supporting social, emotional, behavioural and reading outcomes. Indeed, children in the study have reported benefits that are remarkably similar to findings reported in traditional reading to dogs, as well as some new advantages related to the online version.
My favourite things about Paws and Learn was reading to Archie.
My favourite things about Paws and Learn were the books.
My favourite thing about Paws and Learn was the books.
Awesome, amazing and fun. Paws and Learn was positive, encouraging and fun.
Paws and Learn was magnificent, amazing, fantastic. When I first visited us, I felt nervous because it was my first time, but the more sessions we did, the less I felt nervous.
When Archie first visited us, I felt excited because we were treating a dog.
One of the best things about Paws and Learn was the atmosphere that it created in the classroom. The children were always excited to read to Archie, and not only did that atmosphere happen during the sessions, but it continued throughout the day, and even other days children would come in and ask if we were reading to Archie that day. Also, it helped boost children's confidence when reading, and children who might not have volunteered to read before were keen to read to Archie on the screen. We loved having Paws and Learn in Primary 5, and would love to work with Archie and Jill again.
As analysis continues in the coming months, we hope that PAL will prove to be a meaningful and enjoyable way to support children's reading and well-being. Of course, none of this would have been possible without the wonderful boys and girls and teachers from the 3 schools that take part. A very big thank you from me, Jill Steele, Archie and Paws and Learn.